जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी राधानंदन रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरवनचारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय Hare Krishna. So today the shloka which was given to me is 1.18.21. So shloka is as follows. Atapi yatpadanakavastam ati yatpadanakavastam jagadvirincha uparta arhana amba शेषां पुण्याति अन्नात्मो मुकुन्दात् पुण्याति अन्नात्म को नामालोके भगवत् पादर्थः अतापि यत्पादानकवष्टं जगद्विरिञ्च उपरुत अर्हन अम्बः शेषां पुण्याति अन्नात्मो मुकुन्दात् को नामालोके भगवत् पादर्थः अतापि यत्पादानकवष्टं जगद्विरिञ्च उपरुत अर्हन अम्बः शेषां पुण्याति अन्यात्मो मुकुन्दात् को नामालोके भगवत् पादर्थः अतापि यत्पादनकवष्टं जगद्विरिञ्च उपरतरात्मनम्बः शेषां पुण्यात्म्यन्यात्म मुकुन्दात् शेषां पुण्याति अन्यात्म मुकुन्दात् को नाम लोके भगवत्पुदार्थः अतापि यत्पादनकावृष्टम् जगद्विरिञ्चो परतत्त्वम्बः शेषां पुण्याति अन्यात्म मुकुन्दात् को नाम लोके भगवत्पदार्थः अतापि यत्पादनकाष्टं जगद्विरिञ्चो परतत्त्वम्बः शेषां पुण्याति अन्यात्म मुकुन्दात् ओ नाम लोके भगवत पदार्थः. Word to word translation. Ata, therefore, api, certainly, yat, whose, padanaka, nails of the feet, avastam, avasistam, emanating, jagat, the whole universe, virincha, brahmaji, upartha, collected, arhana, worship, ambaha, water, sa, along with isham, Lord Shiva, punati, purifies, anyatmanaha, who else, mukundat, besides the personality of Goddess Shri Krishna, kaha, who, nama, name, loke, within the world, Bhagavat, Supreme Lord, pada, position, arthaha, worth. Translation: who can be worthy of the name of the Supreme Lord but the personality of Goddess Shri Krishna? Brahmaji collected the water emanating from the nails of his feet in order to award it to the Lord Shiva as a worshipful welcome. This very water, the Ganges, is purifying the whole universe, including Lord Shiva. Purport by His Grace Srila Prabhupada. The conception of many gods in the Vedic literatures by the ignorant is completely wrong. Lord is one without a second, but he expands himself in many ways, and this is confirmed in the Vedas. Such expansions of a Lord are limitless, but some of them are the living entities. The living entities are not as powerful as Lord's plenary expansions, and therefore there are two different types of expansions. Lord Brahma is generally one of the living entities, and Lord Shiva is the via medium between the Lord and the living entities. In other words, even demigods like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, who are the chief amongst the all demigods, are never equal to or greater than Lord Vishnu, the supreme personality of Godhead. The goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, and all powerful demigods like Brahma and Shiva are engaged in the worship of Vishnu or Lord Krishna. Therefore, who can be more powerful than Mukunda, Lord Krishna, to be factually called the Supreme Personality of Godhead? The goddess of fortune, Lakshmi ji, Lord Brahma, and Lord Shiva are not independently powerful. They are powerful as expansions of Supreme Lord, and all of them are engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, and so also are the living entities. There are four sects of worshipable devotees of the Lord, and the chief amongst them are the Brahma Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, Sri Sampradaya, and descending directly from Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, goddess of fortune Lakshmi, respectively. Besides the above mentioned three Sampradayas, there is the Kumara Sampradaya descending from Sanat Kumara. All of the four original Sampradayas are still scrupulously engaged in the transcendental service of the Lord up to date, and they all declare that Lord Krishna, Mukunda, is the supreme personality of Godhead. No other personality is equal to him or greater than him. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanachalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Guruve Nama Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashata Desarne Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So first of all, I seek blessings of all of you because I am really unqualified. I discussed with Kostupov also. So after again so many days, I have given opportunity by all Sadhava Prabhu and the devotees to speak. I am trying my level best. But if any mistakes, there will be a lot of mistakes. Kindly forgive me. So when I got uh, the opportunity and the sloka, I was reading in the night and morning also I was reading. That's why I could not make out the time. I was late by 5 minutes. So whatever written by senior Vaishnavas and Radhesham Prabhu. So I will just I went through it and I will just repeat whatever the words they have spoken in these books, and also whatever I learned in my earlier days in Kolkata. So here in this Bhagavatam sloka, so there are very important point is the Krishna is supreme personality of Godhead. So he should be worshipped at most and to get all benefits. And the various sampradas which are there, they also confirmed this fact that Krishna is supreme personality of Godhead. Especially as we know in India, because if so many demigods are worshipped here, there is a lot of confusion is going on in all the, especially younger generations and also the previous generations after the post-independence. Because of the rule of Britishers, they all confused us and we fell into the illusion, and all our culture is degrading day by day because of Western type of education and also our own mistakes which we are doing. So because of that, a lot of demigods are worshipped, and there's a lot of confusion. Even until myself, when I came in contact with ISKCON, the other devotees, I was never knowing what is demigods and who is the supreme personality of Godhead. So these confusions were very clearly cleared by Srila Prabhupada and his disciples, senior Vaishnavas. So I'm very fortunate to know this knowledge, who is the supreme personality of Godhead. So when I was doing my various courses in Kolkata, like positive thinker, proactive leader, and all those courses, they very clearly they would concluded, especially for us who are like so-called educated in Western type education, we get confirmed when we get the facts. So here, some of the things which I will just read out. So, Enti Deva, Ruta Devan, Pitri Enti, Pitriruta, Bhutani Enti Bhutajja, Yetti Mad Ejino Pimam. So here it's clearly described that those who worship demigods take birth among demigods. Those who worship the ancestors, they go to the ancestors. Those who worship ghosts and spirits, they take birth among the such beings. Those who worship me will come to me. So if you are like there is so many sampradayas are there, so many spiritual guides are in India. They just confuse us. If you worship demigods, ultimately the result is same. You will reach the ultimate abode. But Prabhupada says if you take a ticket to Kolkata, how you can go to Bombay, or if your destination is Bombay, if you take a ticket to Kolkata, so your destination is Bombay, but you reach Kolkata. So similarly, when you worship demigods, we will go to demigods, not to the ultimate abode of Sri Krishna, which is the ultimate goal, the ultimate benefit for all human beings. So how to prove that Krishna is supreme personality of Godhead? There are various examples and various are the examples are there in Puranas and our Shastras. So such examples are there in like in our Krishna superpersonal Godhead. So we can see like Krishna never fails in his attempts. In his like any of the examples which come in Puranas, he never fails in any attempts with demigods or any of his attempts. So such examples, like one of you can tell also, like what are the examples which proves Krishna is supreme personality of God. So you can just share those points so that I can also get enriched and you will also. So what are the things which proves that Krishna is supreme personality of Godhead? Okay. So all demigods ultimately, whenever there is difficulty, they have to approach Vishnu, who is lying in Shira Samudra. Yes. Bhrigu Muni story, as we know, like he approached Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and finally Lord Vishnu. So there he proves he is a supreme personality of Godhead. Similarly, there are many examples. So which here it is given. So he shows many universal forms and many universes in his mouth as a child and also as a grown up during a war of Kurukshetra and also during many encounters with Duryodhana. So, and also as Amit Prabhu told, the lifting of Govardhana with a small little hand, and also thus he bringing the Brahmana sons from the Mahavishnu. So here it tells that Krishna is supreme personality of God. So he went to Mahavishnu and he got the sons of the Brahmanas. And like even Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, especially in especially North Karnataka here, they think Krishna, Shiva all are same, and even sometimes they tell Shiva is superior to Krishna. So there are many examples like Lord Shiva was defeated when he was siding Manasura, and also Lord Brahma was bewildered in Brahma Vimohan Leela. So these stories will tell that they are all subservient to Lord Krishna. And when his sons of Guru Sandipini Muni went to Yamaloka, he went to Yamaloka there and got the sons of Yama also. So even he bought his back his father from Varuna. So these are the many examples which are there in Krishna's superpersonal Godhead. So the one more thing, like God is always God. There are many sages, many spiritual masters tell that if you meditate, you can become God. You can become one with God. So this conception of itself is very long. There is no logic behind it. How can God become a God again if he's a God? God is always God, whether it is in the past tense or in the future tense or in present. So there is a example, as you know, like when Westerner who came to India, when he visited all the temples, there he saw the various demigods doing some work. If you take Durga, she was holding many heads of the Rakshasas and trident and doing so many activities. Saraswati also reciting the hymns of Vedas, and also Lord Shiva holding the trident and doing Tandav Nutya during Diva session. So they were all doing some duties, but only when he went to Radha Krishna temple, there he was just, Lord Krishna was playing just a flute and enjoying with other covered boys and gopis. So there he had no work. So then he concluded that Krishna is supreme personality of Godhead. This is a simple logic and intelligent person. Even it is a conclusion of our Vedas and our Puranas that Lord Krishna is supreme personality of God. This is an example. But why, like the people, this is a very simple logic, but still majority of people in Kali Yuga, they don't understand. They deride him as a supreme personality of God. He is not. He is just a human form who has come in the form of human form to deliver us. So avajananti mamuda manushim tanum ashitam parambhavam ajanato mama bhuta maheshwaram. So why it is like that? Why is it like that? They out of their envious attitude, The fools deride me when I descend in the form in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature, supreme personality of Godhead. So they are all foolish people because of the envious nature. They deride and they don't accept Krishna as supreme personality of Godhead. And one of the best example is Duryodhana, because the epitome of envious nature is Duryodhana. He was always hating the Lord Krishna. So when he tried to capture Supreme Personality of Godhead, when he came to persuade him and to at least to give Pandavas five villages to rule because they are Kshatriyas. But what Duryodhana did, he tried to capture Lord Krishna, so that because Krishna is a strength for Pandavas, if you capture Krishna, they will become weak and they will not go for, they will not be defeated. So, but what happened? Along with Satyaki and Krishna, Kritavarma, when he went there, he tried with all his strength, and many advanced souls, Bhishma, Vidura, and they tried to persuade him. They tell him that he's supreme personality of Godhead, don't do that. But even Dhritarashtra, his own father, tells him, you are a fool, don't try to do such heinous activities, you will be defeated. But Duryodhana already had a plans, already had given commands to all his soldiers. But Krishna was just all when soldiers came, Krishna was just laughing and sitting on his throne. So just is manifested his universal form. So everybody got bewildered except like Bhishma, Vidura, other the Bhishma, Vidura, and other souls, advanced souls. They could see his universal forms, but all other people they could not see. And even Dhritarashtra requested for a vision to see him. So he got the vision to see him, but within a fraction of second, like fraction of a few minutes, like few seconds, his universal form again unmanifested, and he just walked away with his Kritavarma and Satyaki, and Duryodhana could not do anything. So this proves that, like again, is beyond doubt that because of our foolish nature, because of our own envious nature, we don't accept Krishna as supreme personality of Godhead. And Krishna's supremacy is not is proved in many in Bhagavad Gita, in Bhagavatam and Puranas. Even Arjuna, the famous shloka is like he tells Param Brahma Param Dhamma Pavitram Paramam Bhavam Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum Ahustvam Shya Sarve Devasir Naradas Tata Asito Devala Vyasa Swayam Chaiva Brevasimi Sarvam Etad Radam Manyayan Mam Vadasi Keshava Nahi Te Bhagavan Vaktim Vidur Deva Na Danava. So, like Arjuna is one of the best friend of Krishna. We might think that Arjuna, like out of his closeness to Krishna, he might be doing partiality by telling Krishna's humor, but he gives many examples, especially the three authorities, Narada, Asita, Devala. They are all like the authorities in Vedas and Shastras. They themselves have confirmed that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here in this like purport, like Prabhupada has told like the different tattvas, Jiva tattvas, Shambhu tattva. So what are those things? I will just throw a light on that one. So what is the difference between gods and demigods? So especially like when it comes to my own field, the medical field, initially if you go like 3 decades back, there was only MBBS person who was treating all the diseases. But in last 2 decades, so many branches have come up just to take care of our own body. So if I take my branch of nephrology, I am a kidney specialist. In my own branch, there are again sub branches. So hemodialysis, that means there are different types of cleaning methods of blood. Hemodialysis, peritoneal dialysis, kidney transplantation, and the kidney diseases like glomerulonephritis, nephrotic, so many sub. So for each such diseases, there is one specialist. In nephrology also, some people are specialized in doing hemodialysis. Some people are specialized in doing peritoneal dialysis. Similarly, when it comes to the activities of universe, each demigod is assigned some duty to take care of it. So example of Indian government, we know the Prime Minister is ultimate, and under him the various ministers, the water resource minister, electric minister, so many education ministers, medical minister, so many these things are there. Similarly, God has expanded, Supreme Personal of Godhead Krishna has expanded into various forms. He has a plenary expansions. The various different types of expansions are there. So such expansions are divided into Jiva Tattva, Vishnu Tattva, Shambhu Tattva, then Shakti Tattva. So coming to Jiva Tattva, what all the entities which come under Jiva Tattva? It includes demigods. Demigods come under Jiva Tattva. Lord Brahma and all human beings, animals, birds, aquatics, and reptiles and plants. So Brahma is one of the living entity. So he comes under Jiva Tattva. Because Brahma has done so much austerities and piety that he gets a post of Brahma. It's like Prime Minister. So Narendra Modi has attained his good piety, so that people elected him as a Prime Minister. So Brahma was, because of his austerity, he was given that post. So as we know, Brahma lives almost 311 trillion and 40 billion years. Such is the life of a Brahma. So similarly, various demigods have different strengths. These strengths will ultimately come from Krishna. That we should clearly understand and very clearly explained here in Jiva Tattva. Coming to Shambhu Tattva, so there is especially Shambhu Tattva, there is a lot of confusions about Shiva and Krishna. Shambhu is not a Jiva. Like Shiva is not Jiva. He is a superior to Jivas. That we should understand. And as we know, like he is like given example given is milk and curds. So Shiram Yatadadi Vikara Vishesha Yogat Sanjayate Nahi Tata Pratagsti Heto Ya Shambhutam E Tata Samupaiti Karyad Govinda Madhyapurusham Tamaham Bhajami. So just as a milk is transformed into curd by the action of the acids, but yet the effect of curd is neither same as nor different from its cause, like milk. So I adore the Premier Lord Govinda, whom the state of Shambhu, it is a transformation for the performance of work of destruction. So Lord Shiva is a proprietor for Tamoguna. He is especially very merciful. He lives along with ghosts and spirits, so that he will elevate them to the platform so that they can get body and perform the bhakti and ultimately get the ultimate success of life. Coming to Vishnu Tattva, although Vishnu is equal to Krishna, Krishna is the original source. Like if you take a lamp and original lamp and light a lamp, that lamp has it gives the same light and same light as a primary lamp. So, but it is secondary. The primary is primary lamp and secondary secondary. Similarly, the Vishnu is a expansion of the Krishna. And in Rama Samhita again, the sloka will come. So Vishnu is expansion of is a second candle. The various other examples, plenary expansions are like Rama, Narsimha, Varaha, and Matsya are all in category of Vishnu Tattva. That is about Vishnu Tattva. Coming to Shakti Tattva, so as we know, the powerful and power. Krishna is a powerful person from whom the power emanates. So the first expansion, the Radharani, will expand into Rukmini, Lakshmi, Durga, and various other Shakti Tattva. So this Shakti Tattva is nothing but Yoga Maya and Maya. Like Krishna and Yoga Maya are like brothers and sisters, that we should understand. The materialist people usually what they do, they worship Shakti Tattva to get immediate benefits. But Krishna worshippers are very less, because Krishna will not give materialist benefit immediately. So, but there are many examples. Again, Krishna will also bestow the material benefits. We always think that we are always afraid that he is Hari. He takes away all the things, all the materialistic things, and we will become again like bhikshuka like that. But when he gets convinced that we are detached, we are going to use all the material opulences in the service of Lord Krishna and service of our Vaishnavas and Gurus and all the human beings, he will bestow even material benefits also. So examples, what are the examples, Sudama. So Sudama is the best example where even he didn't ask anything, but automatically he was given all the material opulences. Then any other examples? Hmm? Hmm? Dhruva Maharaj, Dhruva Loka was given. Similarly, our own Guru Srila Prabhupada, he was so he was went with just 40 rupees. That was also of no value. He carried some books, 3 translated Bhagavatam books. He went to Western countries, America, and he came and he was multi-millionaire and millionaire within a matter of 10 years. So that is the best example where we can see like Krishna also gives material benefits, but once he removes all our anarthas. Once he gets convinced that all we are purified from inside, we are not attached to the Krishna, the material opulences, then we also get material benefits which we can use. The same things. So at last I will confirm by saying, so how to approach demigods? Then is it so that we should not be worshipping demigods? If you like approach a demigods also, what is the mood of Vaishnavas or devotees? How to approach demigods? Because this always becomes a problem, especially the common people who come from outside. They will ask these questions, and so how to approach demigods is first of all, we should be, as a devotees, we should know that we should not always compare a supreme god and demigod. They are not equal. So the word used is if you say that both the god and the supreme god and the demigod are equal, then it is called Pashandi. So we will become Pashandi. So it's like in my hospital there is a compounder. He, like, by working with me, he will get experience and he will know some skills which he acquire. So when a patient comes and approaches that compounder as doctor was not there, so if he tells that you are the doctor, you treat me, and I will give whatever Lakshmi, and also he fell at feet of that compounder, please save me. So the doctor, what is the position of doctor then? He is just insulting that doctor because it's not right attitude. The doctor also will feel very bad, and at the same time, the other extreme is if he approaches a compounder and if he doesn't give any respect, at least because he's a via medium where between doctor and the patient. So if compounder is not given any respect, then he will not be able to approach doctor also. So the two extremes should be avoided. It should be always balanced. We should know what is the position of compounder and what is the position of doctor, and that we can clearly understand by reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and associating devotees. Similarly, so a demigod worshipper, like at least he is like there are different types of categories of people we know. So demigod worship, at least he is trying to approach the god out of fear and out of material benefits, and at least he is doing some piety that we should not destroy, or what we should out of our knowledge and out of our pride, we should not also disturb them also. We should be very careful. So demigod worship, they will be doing some yagna, tapa, jana, dana, all those things. They will ultimately what they do. So this yagnas, it's like the sugar candy, the flavored with like especially the medicines which we give. Medicine is very bitter, but it is flavored with strawberry flavor, flavored with mango flavor. So to make them to drink. So similarly, whatever yagnas, whatever the Puranas, they also propagate the demigod worship, but ultimately they are flavored. At the end, so example is I have seen like when devotees come from Belgaum to yagnas, they always tell at the end of idam na mama, mean idam na mama. At the end, whatever we offer it to the Agni, at the end they tell idam na mama. So what is it? Mama means aham means bodily conception. Mama means false proprietorship. Uh, so na mama means I am not the proprietor. So at the end we are telling that I am not proprietor. I am not this body. I am not this soul. So by repeatedly telling this mantras, slowly they get purified. Ultimately they come to the platform of worshipping Lord Krishna. And sometimes at the end, many the mantras they contain the names of the Lord Krishna, Lord Narayana. So repeatedly the Ajnana Sukruti, whatever they chant the names of Lord Krishna, Lord Narayana, they will ultimately become purified, come to the platform of worshipping Lord Krishna. So the right way to approach demigods is devotees to deal with them, respect them as a representative supreme God. So like whenever I enter my hospital, there is a deity of Lord Ganesha. So like the what I learned in my earlier days in ISKCON is, so whenever like first thought I will come is because he has translated Vasudeva dictated and Lord Ganesha written the all the Shastras and Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, so all the he has written. So I always pray for that. So at least in this lifetime I should read all the books. Give me the strength to read all the books because of my so much busy schedule. I am because of my lazy nature also. Not only that thing, I might be giving this thing. So remove my laziness, whatever anarthas are there and whatever this thing is there, and give me opportunity to read your books so that I can be enlightened and I can share this knowledge with other persons. And also when we approach Shivalinga is a Vaishnavana Meta Shambho, we should ask the service because is ultimate the supreme Vaishnava Shambho. So I should get a eternal service to the Radha Krishna and his devotees and my Guru. That's what we should ask. And when we approach other demigods, similarly, goddess of Saraswati, so we should ask, give the intelligence to understand Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. So this is ultimately our aim is to become Dasanudas, Dasanudas, Dasanudas. Gopir Padakamalayur Dasanudas. So whatever like demigods are ultimately they are the Vaishnavas who are serving Lord Krishna, helping Lord Krishna to conduct various duties so that he can enjoy his pastimes with devotees and all those things. So they get all power from Krishna. So whenever we approach, our mood should be so that we can advance in our spiritual life and we can serve our Guru and our devotees and ultimately Radharani and Krishna. This is how we should approach, and we should advance in Krishna consciousness by taking shelter of all the devotees and taking shelter of ultimately our Guru and all the devotees. That's all. If anything, if you can add a few more things, I will try to again improve more and do justice to whatever things which you have given. Hare Krishna. Yes. Yes.
Consciousness. I'm not asking any question also. Not asking question. This personal talk. I'm asking you.
Yes, I will.
You have lot of opportunity being a doctor. Just like now today you spoke about Krishna Supreme Personality of Godhead. Same thing now you can go back and at least tell to dozens of the people. Do you know Krishna Supreme Personality of Godhead? Because just now you mentioned that when you are in Calcutta, this Sambram, confusion, every one of us before coming to Krishna consciousness has naturally this confusion that who is God basically. So similarly, all the people, those who are approaching to your clinic, everybody is in sambrama avastha, including the compounder or whatever. So it's very fortunate situation that Krishna has put in such a situation where you can distribute Krishna to many.
Yes.
So in that way you are empowered, and that's the way you can serve your Guru.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hari Bol. माधवप्रिय प्रभु की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गौ प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल।